Hello, everyone. My name is Jade Ruggirello. I am an RTF 303C.
Hi, and my name is Kaleb Cook, and I'm also an RTF 303C.
And this is our visual component for the Media Entrepreneurship Project. Hello, Sharks. My name is Jade Ruggirello, and on behalf of my partner, Kaleb Cook, and I, we are so excited to introduce you to our media company. So once again, welcome, Sharks. We are thrilled to have you joining us today with the potential for you to be a part of the next big thing in the world of digital streaming. Today, we are seeking out $200,000 for a 20% stake in our company. Now, before we actually introduce our company, let's set the scene. In today's world, streaming services dominate the market. In fact, according to thevulture.com, linear channels such as cable are actually beginning to fade into the shadows. Now, similarly, theverge.com states that there is more competition among TV competitors in the modern world than ever before in history.
Keeping that in mind, we all know that streaming services aren't going away anytime soon. However, with the domination of streaming services, that simultaneously comes with the rise of prices. For instance, The Guardian reports that watching streaming services is about to get very, very expensive, especially for premium streaming services, including Apple TV Plus, Peacock, and many others. These platforms allow premium subscribers to view their entire library of programming and limiting their free content. But what if we told you that we created an all-new streaming platform for completely free?
Well, let us introduce you to Super Streaming. Now, Super Streaming is a state-of-the-art, customizable, brand new streaming platform that is completely free for our customers. Yes, you heard that right. It is a completely free streaming service that will not cost you a single dime.
Super streaming will give the customer access to all the streaming content that they love, from shows that are currently only found on other platforms such as Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, and others, to exclusive content from premium cable providers. Customers will be able to kick back after a long day of work with their favorite true crime drama or relax with a cozy rom-com date at home. These services will be paired with brief advertisements and customer surveys for our clients. With Super Streaming, you will have access to thousands of titles without having to spend anything.
So who exactly is our target market? Well, let's discuss. As a streaming platform, we want to begin by targeting those who are looking to not only cut back on their spending on streaming services, but also those who are longing to gain access to quality content and also for a minimal price. We also would love to have customers who are familiar with other streaming platforms just so they can truly understand the benefit of our platform and what Super Streaming has to offer. But the great thing about Super Streaming is we are perfect for everyone. So whether you have experience with streaming platforms or whether you're brand new, we would love to have you join us. And so Super Streaming is perfect for all.
So now let's ask the question that's on everyone's minds. How does it work? So let's dive right in. We developed Super Streaming and our algorithm with three specific goals in mind. Number one, easy accessibility and promotion within all the popular search engines. We want to make our service as accessible as possible. So wherever you look for us, you can find us. Number two, you'll be required to fill out bi-weekly surveys that can address important improvements or flaws within Super Streaming. You will not be allowed to move forward in accessing our content unless you participate in these required surveys. And lastly, now that you filled out this survey, you have access to all of the content that we have to offer here at Super Streaming. You can customize your account by entering preferences of genres of content you enjoy. The algorithm will be highly equipped to select the best titles relating to your specific interests.
Now, let's take a moment to address some of the competition that already exists in the market and simply some challenges that may arise and kind of how we plan to combat them. So it is no secret that there are many other streaming platforms on the market. As we stated earlier, and also according to the New York Times, streaming platforms are everywhere. There are platforms that you are most likely familiar with, such as Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, and HBO Max, just to name a few. Now, all of these content providers have many things in common, but they relate very closely on one specific topic. They all cost money. In fact, their prices are only rising. The Hollywood Reporter actually reported that Netflix's prices have gone up so much that Netflix has gone from 6.3 million subscribers back when it first launched to just 5.4 in 2019. This is simply due to a lot of content providers not licensing their channels to cable providers like YouTube TV and Netflix. And in turn, they're having to raise their prices in order to make revenue and to stay in the market.
So let's talk about how super streaming will be different from our competitors. We've already established that we have the best price on the market, which is no price at all. Ideally, our hope is that after holding negotiations with these content providers, super streaming will be able to offer content that was previously accessible on certain platforms for a price. For instance, you would be able to gain access to shows like The Morning Show or Only Murders in the Building. Both shows that are currently available on specific streaming platforms for a specific premium subscriber.
Absolutely. Now that we've talked a little bit of our logistics, let's crunch some numbers and dive into our revenue. As Kaleb mentioned, we really want to set up negotiations with those parent companies and parent content providers such as CBS, NBC, Fox, all of those kind of companies. Now, within these negotiations, we will come to an agreement where we will hopefully resolve two key issues. The first being that we want to establish that we have the legalities and the permission to use their content in the first place. Of course, this is what our platform runs on. And so we really want to ensure that we have their permission in using their content first off. And second, we want to make sure that we are making it clear that our service will be running advertisements for their company during commercial breaks and specifically during the peak watch time of our consumers. Now, a portion of this revenue that is generated from these advertisements will come directly to us, to Super Streaming, and the rest of that revenue will be going back to the parent company, depending on the set number of views during their advertisements. And all of those specifics regarding those numbers and how much we would each receive would, of course, take place during our negotiations.
So just to sum it up, why should you participate with streaming or with Super Streaming? Number one, do you like streaming your favorite content? Do you like contributing to the success of other fellow companies? And I bet you enjoy movie nights with your loved ones. And last but best of all, it's completely free.
Absolutely. Well, if you love everything Kaleb just said, then Super Streaming is for you. This is your chance to get involved in the startup of a lifetime where you can access everything for basically nothing. So let's get started. We thank you for your time today and let's crunch some numbers.